relevant question actually is, what is wrong with America? The Democrats are the ones, they are the party that cares for the blue collar.
The 47th President of the United States.
It's the biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
Trump, once again elected to the White House, leaders around the world congratulating him on his historic comeback. But there is one leader who apparently has no plans to congratulate him. Russia's Vladimir Putin, according to the Kremlin.
When asked the question about why hasn't Vladimir Putin congratulated President-elect Donald Trump, let's not forget that we're talking about an unfriendly country that is both directly and indirectly involved in a war against our state.
We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
I'm not going to play it again. Anyway, it's great to see everybody here. Look, we're global. Culturians, we're global. Right now, we are across multiple, what do you call them? Time zones, whatever. Manipulations of time by like the best and the brightest who think we should change our clocks a couple times a year. That's really dumb. But hey, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the people who got here early, dropped a bunch of super duper chats. That's right. It's amazing. It's glorious. We're appreciating. I'm working on my Trump impression. I don't know if you guys know. Anyway, Dragon Queen's out there. Great to see you. Videos up. Give my assistants a name. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'll comment on that tomorrow, dear. And you guys can check out her latest video over on her channel, the Dragon Queen's new channel. Check that out. Oh man. And dragon does need a name. Every assistant needs a name, whether it be a dragonkin, a dwarf, Tom Connors. I mean, they need a name, a nickname. We got lots of people. Like I said, this is a global show, everybody. It's global. It's huge. Okay. I'm going to work on it. But look, I just want to say I'm having a lot of fun. This is definitely a special show, a bonus show. We won't be doing these regularly on Wednesday, but this leads right into Valiant Renegade's show. It's be a really big show. I don't know where the rest of that accent came from. That was not Trump. Anyway, it's good to see you. And of course, we are also in Australia right now with my good friend Hammeroid Hertz down there with some Australian $2, mate. See, it takes me a minute to get into the Australian one. Says 6 a.m., thoroughly respectable time for a live stream. Well, thank you, my friend. And of course, our folks in Asia are enjoying us as well. So it's a lovely time everywhere. It's also lovely because of the amazing Cash Kester. That's right. The smoking man has returned. Can't wait to see you again, brother. I hope you're doing well. Always worry about y'all. But 10 Culture Casino memberships. Very nice. It's very nice. It's a very nice. Kaden Barnes is out there. Mark Nichols is out there. Look at these amazing human beings, including Lucius Nature Triste. A little bit of Latin for you in the middle of the day or evening or morning. I don't know if you're in Australia. Saying, I'd rather contribute to your channel than spend money at a movie theater. Thank you for that. But I'm really that. What does that say about the competition I've got right now? More than anything else. Yikes. Movies are no bueno, kids. Not good. not good at all. But yeah, thank you, my friend. And you provide more information and entertainment than they do for the money. Thank you for that. We got a lot of information today. I don't know about entertainment. The montage today, which I'm going to try to do for every one of these shows and compile it over a week and not like in like couple of hours, which will kind of give you a background for the things we're going to talk about and the things that are going on in the world. You're going to start seeing that more regularly on my channel, specifically for this show and also for tomorrow's the Thursday show, which is how the sausage is made. But at least I'll have a week to put all of those together. So if I don't make it through for tomorrow's show, it'll be on the next Thursday's show. But it's good to see you all. Griffin is out there. I hope you're doing great, Griffin. Been missing seeing your wonderful history updates. And if I'm missing those are everybody's loss. We got Argentum out there as well. And Cosmin, what's up? Been a member for almost a full year. Great to be on board with Culture Casino. Dude, you are Team Beard or Culturian Elite. I'm going to tell you right now, I appreciate that level of support. You guys, you don't even know what you do for channels like mine. We are elevating ourselves. We are growing on the daily. If you do me one favor today, share the stream, share the dream, put us out on your socials, let other people know. We are unafraid to talk about anything. Seriously. Outside of just a few things that the larger TOS prevents me from doing across all of the various platforms, I'm pretty much willing to talk about a lot of stuff. We can talk about plants. We can talk about cooking, what is really good with a steak as far as a wine pairing. We can talk about that stuff, or we can talk about real things, which I like to do as well. So thanks for being here for all that time. You guys are the best. So, our good friend, Komagoan is in the house. Mark Fields is here. He's good. He's good. This guy is going to give you more positive vibes than you can handle in your lifetime. And that's a good thing. Dave Bob's out there being tired. He's been here for a long time, 20 months. Thank you, my friend. Much support there. The history for today, September 17th of 1859. You can always count on Griffin. Joshua Abraham Norton of San Francisco proclaimed himself as his Imperial Majesty Emperor Norton the First, Emperor of the United States of America. He even printed bills. Well, that's going for it. Hopefully he used rag paper. So let's see. We got a few other people out there, like the distinguished D.S. Ford, who has been here for a very long time. Looking at you, my friend, for 38 months, as a matter of fact, saying, hail CC, hail to you, D.S. Ford. And the amazing John Coleman not only says hello to me more than one time in a day now, which I count myself as a very lucky human being, is giving us, or me, I guess specifically, a little gifty in the form of some culture cash, which we will grab in just a moment. One of the great things about Super Chats is I can actually put little heart emojis on them. I think that's really cool. We are cooking through our voice box this week, but that's okay. That's okay. We're not globalists. We are global. Not globalist. Globalist, different thing. Think Larry the Fink. Think, your labor minister, Liz Zendal, who's threatening punishments for those who refuse digital ID. Yes, we're going to talk about that one today too, kids, because I'm just that crazy. Crazy about quality for sure. So Zombie Box Reviews is, hello, my favorite biddy. Well, it's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Andy, I miss you, buddy. Let's see if we can goad our friend Mr. H into doing the right thing. That's right. Jaco, what's up? Jaco in South Africa. That's right. We are global, kids. I have Brazilian fans. Hi, Brazil. We got friends in Japan. That's right. I'm big in Japan and more places. India, as a matter of fact. We've got a 14%. No, that's not that much. We got a pretty decent chunk, in India. I'm just going to say it that way. Trying to, peek at my voice to work today. The lovely Juliet's doing what everybody loves. That's right. Juliet is wrenching, one of the greatest ever. We got the best wrenches. We got the beautiful Deeple over on the green machine looking for a free show. Not that kind of a show. But John was incredibly generous. Look at this. Another $20 in lurker tax. Wow. Who am I? Am I J3PO? Am I Epic Mike? No. But I like this idea. It gives you all something to, I don't know, feel like you were, look, you guys are all supporting channels for sure. But isn't it kind of funny that a joke that was started by a very amazing dude is actually kind of happening now. I think that's really neat. So, but look, I just took away a whole Burger King meal. So now I feel bad. But he says lurker tax, as well as the ticket I almost gave to Stephen King for The Long Walk. Yeah. Look, guys, real quick breakdown of Long Walk. It's Running Man, only slower. Okay. That Colombian marching powder certainly didn't do much. And you know what? Stephen King never really could write an ending. Really, maybe only 2 that I can think of, maybe 3. But actually, on one of those, it was an adaptation. It was added. Well, actually, on the 3 decent films, the endings were written by the people making the films. It wasn't him. And that's why he hates some of these things, right? He really does. He hates some of his most successful things because it wasn't his ending. What a tool. Hey, Ludo Lazar. How goes the day, soldiers? Wonderfully well. Wonderfully well. Look at all these amazing beings. All right, let me see if I can catch up with the chat. You guys got me all distracted. Hey, Dapper Bard Games is in the house. I finally made it. It's so great to see you, brother. Can't wait to see you again. Hopefully in Vegas this year. I'm going to be definitely for sure in Florida and Vegas and at least one of the Texas things. So there's that. Susan, welcome. Thank you for being here. Susan Dolan in the chat. Hail to you. Hail to thee. All right. Brimstone. What's up? Says Jay said to get you 100K. He did, actually. And thank you, Brimstone. Look, Jay's one of the best pals ever. Look, I'm blessed with wonderful friends. We, believe it or not, we talk. And we all try to get together and spend time together. And that's an amazing thing. That's the amazing thing. Thank you, Brimstone. Much appreciated. And yeah, let's get over 100K. Shammy, 3-peat. Norton was actually very well loved in the city. Everyone was in on the joke. Well, there you go. See, I did not know any of this. This is why I love history with Griffin and everybody else here. Listless receptionist says 40K. Wow, culture. Hey, I'm trying, dear. I'm trying. It is what it is, I should say. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Oftentimes I will throw terms of endearment at you. Please be not offended. I actually like you. So there's that. William Schweikert, hello. Bill Blum is here. Look at this. Let's see. Scorching voice box is no bueno. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh man, I had a lot of hot sauce. Maybe that's what it was. This was a hot sauce day. Had a lot of hot sauce. Love hot sauce. Seriously, behind me in the greenhouse area that's behind me, there are no less than like 16, probably more, 16 pepper plants behind me. There's more tomatoes. There's 20 tomato plants behind me. And more. I like to grow stuff. Yeah, you guys know that probably. Making spaghetti since you made me hungry. I'm going to tell you right now, I've got fresh Roma tomatoes hanging out there. Cannot wait to make sauce this weekend. I'm going to stew my own tomatoes. It's going to be delicious. John Gibson, how you doing? Will I be talking about Kimmel? If I can find a good Kimmel bit, yes. He's a terrible person. None of his jokes land, and oftentimes when he tries to quote facts, it's partial truths. Where in Texas are they meeting up? This question over from Rumble. Usually either Dallas or San Antonio or both. oftentimes both, just not at the same time. Couple times. And you can find the likes of the amazing Eric July, otherwise known as Young Rippa, one of the boss's favorite creators out there. So there's that. Let's see. I have a little Brazilian. Does that count? Of course. But we actually have some Brazilians that'll stop by and let you know. I love that we've got South Africa. We got all kinds of places, guys. Germany. I've got some Germans, got some lovely folks from the UK, including our lovely wrench, Juliet. So there's that. And Jamie, I think I'm doing that right. I think I'm saying it right. Hopefully you can join us at one of the meetups. It's super duper fun. All right, let's get to some of the things we want to talk about after I grab this from our good friend Clifflix. You guys should be checking out his channel. I'm going to tell you, if anybody has an eye to make you long for better days, it's this man, especially when it comes to Disney. Everything that he's ever produced is gorgeous because he's got the perfect camera eye and perspective. But you should check out his channel in its entirety. He's got a lot to offer. And he says, I love you, brother. I love you too. Your chip is in my, is it really? It's in your newest video? That's fantastic. I got more coming for you guys. Got a deck of cards coming here in the future. Hopefully I get it all done by the time we roll around into MegaCon in Florida. But I will be carrying additional chips with me this go round. So keep that in mind. But when I'm out, because officially those chips are not going to be made any more times. That was the when I'm out. Okay. When I'm out. And, yeah, those will be rare collectibles for sure. Hey, Hemorrhoid drops another 2 Australian. What do we call those? Kangaroo bucks. There you go. The Aust ID card rejected in 85. Now we beg for it. Well, I really wish that a lot of people held on to their sole source of protection. And that's a different conversation indeed, but I'm going to give you a reason why here in a moment. Anyway, let's say hi to our lovely folks. Sabrina's in the house. Sabrina's Espresso. Greetings, dear. Thank you for being here. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. So many more. Kanan! Home sweet home indeed. And the great state of Louisiana. That's right. Including, wow, you're down there in Valiant's neck of the woods. We got 665, the neighbor of the beast, although he's not here. I haven't seen him yet, but that's great. Look at all these amazing people. We are so blessed. Buck Diver's even here. What's up, Buck? Says, love working on the yard. People tell me to get my kids to do the work. Nuh-uh. Do your own work. Nuh-uh. Playlist, jam out, and enjoy the garden. And in my case, lots of it. Yeah. The citrus trees. I got to get some love on some citrus trees, and I got to get some love on this man, Jonas J. Campbell. You did get some of those chips. This is a good man. He does so much for so many that you don't know about. Not to mention the fact that he's a good panelist. What a good guy. All right, let's get into it, guys. Decepticon's here. Penny is here. We're all here in a yellow submarine. No, that's not it. Anyway, the Doodah Man says, you see Bruce Dickinson do the national anthem in Pittsburgh? I did not. That's something I may go looking for. Thank you for that. But let's get into it because, well, we need to. First of all, I have to ask you all a question, just real quick. Just quick show of hands. Riddle me this. Do you guys want to see the amalgamation, the montage of clips, things that we're going to maybe potentially talk about, and the things that have just gone on in like the last 3 days? I imagine you probably do. So let's get to that. Let's say hi to Art Vandalay, and let's say thank you to Carlos Alfredo Lopez, who's been a member for 14 months. Keep you great content. Thank you, my friend. And be bear aware. Carlos reminds you. All right. What do you guys think? Should I run the montage? Montage. It's like why does every French word like take something that's cool and make it kind of, montage? I don't know about that. What do you guys think? Got a good video for you to see. Okay, cool. Awesome. You introduced the tuft. Uh-oh. Yeah. Zen Wookie says, do it. Okay, I will do it. Here we go. Today's a montage. Montage. Here we go. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Ha ha. Ho ho.
24% of people who identify as very liberal think that political violence is acceptable. That number is only 3% for conservatives. That's not an American problem. That's a left-wing problem. Yes, everybody should be able to condemn political violence. On the left and the right, I certainly do. But this is a problem that we're seeing predominantly from the left.
So that is a bomb tech on scene right now. There was a bomb robot that was doing an initial inspection of the bag. I'm going to scoot over here. Suspicious bag left outside the Turning Point USA campus. Right there. Just down the sidewalk. It looks like he is now taking a look. I'm not sure what he found, but that's it.
I am fucking done with the Democratic Party. You guys are psychotic. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I'm 43 years old, and I've never been more humiliated and embarrassed to be part of something. You guys are the most racist, hateful, bigoted, nasty group of people I've ever had to commingle with. And it's not all, just to be clear, but it's a majority of you guys. The left has lost their goddamn minds. What I've witnessed over the last 72 hours has been an absolute disgrace. Disgrace. You guys want to sit here, you want to abort babies at 9 months, you want to leave the borders wide open. New York City is an absolute disgrace. You have no idea what's going on in Manhattan. It's disgusting. Disgusting. It's not even livable anymore. I can't wait to get out of here. We have people that are getting set on fire in New York City subways. Not once, but twice. The stores are being looted. People are being pushed in front of the trains. The streets are filled with piss and weed. And I swear to God, I hope New York City single-handedly flips the entire New York State red. Because I am done. I am done.
He lives as he dies, promoting violence. Report all you want.
Look at these streets, dude.
Well, are you?
No, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit.
Man, you're overreacting bullshit. Yeah, 9.2. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk.
What about Melissa Hortman that we just
Okay, you want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
Doesn't matter.
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your. What about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead.
Frustrating grows. That's right. Frustration is growing. Listen to a lot of people over the course of the last few days talking about many of those clips. But the thing is people aren't wrong. A lot of you have suggested in the chat, for good reason, that congrats to the people that have been leaving that particular party. Some people still believe it can be saved, perhaps. I mean, look, we can't have the culture become a monoculture. Please, no. Then we won't get as much creativity. We won't get as many beautiful things out there. And, one of the things I like to do is add the quack when I can to eliminate the number of curse words, especially some of the words in there that would be objectionable to people who lump some of these items into very sensitive areas. But it is what it is. Art says, culture, the Dems are the party of peace, love, and tolerance. I don't see a lot of evidence to support that recently. But look, I'm not going to make it all about one party or the other, but when you look at it from a percentage, which is why I used the representatives words as the first clip in the montage, I think you guys would all agree, or it's not just me, right? That if you have a over 20% portion of the political party that thinks political violence is okay, whereas your opponent, the Republicans in this case, only have about 3% that would say something like that, that's significantly different, right? And again, I'm not out here to demonize one party. I'm one of those people who believe we need a lot of different voices. One of those voices got silent by somebody who believed the things that they heard. That could be my only assumption, because if you were witness to what Charlie did, which I was many times, and I can't even tell you how many clips I've watched or how many videos I've seen of the man. I can tell you this. You would be hard pressed if you could ever find something that he said or did that was hateful. The guy wasn't wired that way. From the moment he started his business at 18, the thing he did could even be qualified in that way, let alone quantified in that way. And Deeple, you're right. Greg Gutfeld wins the day. And I think that was only yesterday at this point. I mean, it was pure fire. Just absolute madness. But you know what else is absolute madness? You guys are like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about this man, Tony Piacente, with 5 more Culture Casino memberships. We should just say, hey, today, Tony Piacente has been sponsoring the channel. There's no doubt about it. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. 10, 15, 20, 25, maybe today. I don't even know. Maybe 30. The guy's on fire. And thank you. My pal Zombie Box is headed to bed, saying congrats on 40K. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. It's so great to see you, Andy. I hope you do well. Hope you get some good rest. UK, it's bedtime, but apparently not for Juliet. Anyway, say thanks for that. I always say thanks for that. Again, check out Clifflix. He's awesome. When you meet some of these people in person, it blows your mind. They are as nice as you could ever possibly imagine. They're as nice in person as they are on their channels. As they are, it's insane. It's what you see is what you get is something that I've found unique to this group of humanity, to all of you. When I meet you in person, I've had multiple conversations with Cash. I think he's great. I mean, when I meeting you, when I met John, I can go through like a bunch of y'all. When I meet you, it's amazing. And we all just want to meet you and hang out with you. Oh, let me tell you, it was so weird to see just he obliterated her. He somebody said he tossed her off the earth. I was like, well, kinda. E-Clay's in the house. Look at all these amazing people joining us now. Mike, it's been so long. So great to see you. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Tony's not satisfied yet. Tony Piacente come back with 5 Culture Casino cash. Says, hey. I would love to see the Democratic Party go the way of the Whig Party. Yeah, but we can't only have one set of voices. We need some diversity of thought. We don't need like diversity of insanity. Okay, you're right. Okay, maybe it's too far. Maybe it's irrecoverable. But I've never seen a situation that was more big tent than where we are now. You know, and whether or not you want to believe you're MAGA or not, or you're right wing, or you're independent, or whatever it is, you're climbing into the tent. You're having a conversation with people that you may not 100% agree with, but you're aligned on 70% of the stuff, 75%, 80% of the stuff. It's a different place. We're in a different place. And there's that. Laser's not going to bed. Well, I'm glad. But thank you, Tony. You're right. Angela Richter is here again. Angela, twice in one day. She drops a Culture Casino membership for one of y'all. Welcome. welcome. You've got membership. I need somebody that's creative. Jay has creative people. Pro is a creative people. I need more creative people. I can make things look okay visually. I can speak my mind. Occasionally I'm eloquent. Most of the time I'm a stuttering freak show. But hey, you guys are here, so I must be doing something right. But I always feel like I always feel like I need to step up for you guys, which is why if you haven't noticed, I'm doing everything I can to give you the best possible. So there's that. Look at all these amazing people. My goodness. Yeah, she's orbiting the moon somewhere. Let's reception. I'm going to tell you right now, it was unkind. She didn't go back to work, did she? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. But thanks once again, Angela. You are incredible. And the beautiful Deeple dropped a Culture Casino membership on the green side. Thank you, my friend. So good. You are shorter than I imagined. Thanks. Still huggable, teddy bear. Well, thank you. Okay, that part, that made it better. I'm going to smack you, and I'm going to give you a hug. That's kind of the way my family treats me. Anyway, all right, let's get to it. I haven't covered a story yet. This is all your fault, guys. Stop being my fault. Wait, that came out wrong. All right, let's get to it. Okay, let's start here because I'm sad. You guys have a long fight. You have a long fight. You don't even know. Labor Minister Liz Kendall threatens punishments for those who refuse digital ID. Yeah, they're going to take away services that they were giving you before without any encumbrance. You're going to lose access to welfare, lose action to pensions, lose actions to public services unless you comply with CCP tracking. You think I'm kidding? It's for your benefit, though, Liz Kendall says. Authoritarianism is here. This is from Basil the Great. Let's take a look at this clip. I just remembered something. Hang on a minute, guys. I made a oopsie. I forgot that I cannot share audio. Let's switch this back. I can't share audio from a share that is not in a tab. So now I got to go find the clip that I want to share from Basil the Great. And for some reason, it's not showing up. Let me see. Hang on. That's Sorter, Tarlov, Penske. I don't know what's going on here. Let's try and click on that. Why is this not working? All right, let's move it to its own window. And now we can do it. All right, let's do it this way. I'll figure it out. I'm not that old. Sorry, guys. Let's jump into it. This is from Basil the Great. Let's play it.
We know the government is looking at digital ID cards at the moment. How would that help prevent the situation that we're in now?
Well, Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister, has said we are looking at what other countries have done to bring in a sort of digital accreditation.
China. We've looked at China because we want the EU to be like China.
I think there's real actually benefits right across here from obviously dealing with illegal working, but also actually imagine if your viewers imagine that they had one credential that would allow them to access all the different government services and our public services do. I'm sure many of your viewers often tear their hair out with all the different numbers and passwords of the different bits of government.
Make digital things for that. Don't make digital IDs. Do not become an authoritarian country. There we go. All of a sudden, I'm Jay. I don't know what's going on.
That they have to deal with, and I do think could be a real benefit here for people who are here and working legally and accessing our public services.
Working legally. You have a huge immigration problem.
As well as the benefits it could have with...
Right? You guys are being invaded by illegals constantly who refuse to assimilate into your culture. They're not British. They certainly don't want to be British. They're touting off a bunch of garbage from whatever country they came from. Same garbage is trying to be infested here. But guess what? We elected somebody to get everybody out. You did not come here to assimilate. You came here to, well, I'm not going to say that word, but this is not okay. It diminishes a country. You're perfectly fine at taking your social services, your hospital services, your money. They're being funded. They're being put up in hotels at your expense, your tax expense. That money's not going to you. It's not going to your pensioners. It's not going to the right place. And this lady's all for it. We need a new way to control these people so we know the illegals are using all of our services. But if you don't comply with having a digital ID, screw you.
Illegal migration. We're looking at that. I think it is an interesting idea that other countries have taken forward, and we want to learn from what they've done.
There you go. Is that what you want? I don't think so. I got a smart audience, so I don't think so. I think when you're being sold bologna sausage, please recognize that you don't have a lot of options in the UK, in Australia. You guys are going to have to find some people that are willing to stand up and beat back the globalists. Sorry, you're going to have to. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but you're going to have to. Austin Smith says, I be a creative, LOL. Hey, I need them. So if you got something, I'm going to make an appeal to a lot of you guys. If you want to help me get some new merchandise put together with some creative stuff, like I've been trying to do, like a culture bear hat, or me and a hat and a bear, or whatever. I mean, those are the kinds of things I'm looking for that you guys would want to have. We got Snacks. What's up, Snacks? Snacks in the house. This is going to be a good Wednesday, guys. Thanks for being here. Our good friend CJ says, I vote for sanity. Me too. At every step, my friend. I can't deal with the crazy anymore. What's the Whig Party? That was, wasn't it previously the Republicans? See, when the Republican Party formed, they were on the side of civil rights and all these other wonderful things that the Democrats try to convince you was their idea. Really? We had lots of Democrat Klan members for a long time, including a leader in that group. That was actually a personal friend and mentor of Joe Biden. Makes sense why he was helping push back the passage of a lot of bills that aided the civil rights movement. But hey, don't mention that, Culture. That's dangerous, buddy. All right. Yeah. That's not good. People don't want to know truth, reality. They don't want to know that one of the greatest hoaxes ever pulled was that. Anyway, what do you guys got to say? You got more to say? Probably. Tony says we need a new party. Tony Pacelli, that is. If the Democrats could get a hold of themselves, they should kick out all the Marxists. They really need to. That would really help. Extreme Meme, hello. Again, a lot of people, I understand why that is being directed where it is. You don't have any outspoken, rational people right now in positions of leadership. I'm going to say it that way specifically, because you cannot hold up dollar store Obama and tell me that's a rational human, because it ain't. Sorry. Yeah, there's no reason to be afraid of discourse. Again, it's debate club. It's sometimes you have terrible ideas. You just learn really quickly that publicly, unfortunately, that they're very bad ideas. And yeah, there's that. Tom F is in the house. One of our great and powerful mods out there. Look at all you great people. Where are the free drinks at? Well, I tell you what, it's not like I haven't purchased drinks for people at one of these meetups. So there's that. Snowdub's in the house. Look at this guy. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Can't quite get that high anymore. And this is true. Argentum, thank you. From an educational side of the discussion, people died so we can vote. It's disrespectful to throw that away. Yeah, 100%. HM is here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Trying to catch up with y'all. We had a couple supers I'm going to grab real quick if y'all don't mind. Our good friend Lightning Sketch Production says the planned fan edit to de-woke Strange World will be a daunting, but what I'll do is cut the storyline about the sun because that was too far. It will focus on the core adventure. That's about all you can do, my friend. And if you manage to do that, I will be one of the first people to promote it because I will want to see it. So, digital ID will lead to them telling you what you are allowed to do, what you're allowed to spend, where you're allowed to go, if you're allowed to go. Yeah, don't do it. Thank you, Cam. 100% correct. You guys are on fire today. Fire. Yeah, we're actually going to cover this in just a couple minutes. A little emergency notice to y'all. There is no South Park. Hopefully they use some of these gaps in their schedule to back it up, because I think they've probably seen and maybe feel a little responsibility for the recent events. And Charlie loved that. What a shame. Corolla, I love this guy. Hopefully you love this guy. Morning Hayes is in the house. Good to see you. But Snake says Corolla said the other day that the Dems don't want an open debate because their policies are objectively indefensible. He's correct. Look at what happened in California. Trump told you they're going to lie. They're going to subvert. They're going to put low-income housing in an extreme luxury area where you're superseding people's homes. Gavin is the purest form of scum. And when all of these terrible misdeeds that he's committed in the state of California are revealed nationally, they're indefensible. So, yeah, so true. Lombardi's in the house. What's going on? Hey, we also have Dragon Queen again with another super duper chat saying, I promise, Culture, once I'm done fighting insurance, I'll start drawing again. Good. 6 months since the disaster and still can't think. Yeah, I know you're fighting your house. Keep it up. We're here for you. I support you, dear. And thank you for the super chat. JB's in the house. Stop. There's the man, the Spooky Reviews himself. Check him out. JB's Spooky Reviews. Snack says strong men don't cry, but our hearts bleed in times of great sorrow. God bless you, Culture Casino. God bless you, my friend. And I think that's a very eloquent way to say the fact that we become very passionate. It's harder to drop things when you're that passionate about them. I don't think I'm going to be able to ever drop this. Charlie meant a lot to me for hundreds of different reasons, but watching the press try to sell him out as a bad guy is impossible when they are the worst type of people themselves. There you go. Yeah, the digital ID will benefit the new world order. What a great song. And they used Bush's quote too. By the way, he's part of the problem, guys. There's a list of Republicans. I can tell you all the bad guys. The Bush family's right there in front. You know, they were there, especially Senior. He was a CIA guy. You guys don't remember that? Very bad man. I hope Labor voters are also proud of themselves for their 1984 fantasy coming a reality so they can spite our one people traitors. Well, I think you're referring to a film, V for Vendetta. There's a conversation around that, that's for sure. Jeff Elms says, and let the government take care of all those things for you. This is the other problem, guys. Self-reliance is not just a lifestyle. It's a part of life. You should be able to care for your family when disaster comes. Unless the disaster actually removes your home, like happens sometimes in hurricanes and other natural disasters. But still, most people are preparing, and they live in an area where it needs to be preparing. Yeah, this is the other problem Sean's highlighting. How often a year is your identity stolen, as your data leaked? How comfortable are you with that? Yeah. The bad guys will have better ways to beat you out of your money in your time. Yeah, let's not do that. Trying to play catch up with all of you amazing people. Beautiful people. The beautiful people. All right. Our friend Punk Waddles in the house. All right, what do we got? I think we got a couple more supers. Did Tony say something else? Did I read this? Trish Regan just released a video that the FCC is pulling ABC's license. I saw clips from that earlier. Look, I love Trish. I think she does her level best as an independent journalist, and more often than not, she's got great leads. And I saw an interview with Director Carr and her. But my takeaway was that was a possibility, not that it was an assurance. And even if it is, and this is an important thing to note, folks, and I'll always share this with you. If I have the knowledge, I'll tell you that ABC only has 8, I believe, still has 8 affiliate networks that they actually own. So those licenses would be a discussion. I'm not sure what that would do overall. And I'm not sure if they would be threatening the affiliate owners if they were airing the inaccurate network ABC. I'm not sure. I would have to listen to further bits than the clips that I caught. But that is a wonderful point, incredibly accurate, and I appreciate it more than you could possibly know. In fact, the fact that you guys send me stuff is really important to me. I'm actually tinkering with the idea of taking we have to follow each other before you can send me a direct message. I might actually take you have to follow me to send me a direct message. Yes. But I may be taking off the block that means I have to follow you. in order for you to send me a direct. I did that initially because I was getting a lot of messages from like bots, but that seems to be less of a problem on X these days. So there's that. Look at all these people out there. You guys are just amazing. I just want to say thank you. He-Man says, I never watch ABC. Well, there you go. The amazing Brahma Bull has a great Sunday night show. I will be promoting it on Sunday as the Late Night Culture Show returns. So, same bat time, same bat channel. We will be then going to see Brahma on Sunday nights. His political show is worth it. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into more. Lots of universities have condoned reprehensible behavior recently by not eliminating the people in their employ that are spouting it. Now, mind you, in certain states and, well, around this country, you're actually paying taxes that go to these silly universities. And, well, you are allowing for them to remain throwing shade. I'm not cool with that. So let's take a look at this story. If it actually shares proper, which I'm not counting on right now. This is a new thing for me, guys. But I'm going to tell you right now that I'm disgraced and dismayed by these universities. Let's take a look at this one from Libs of TikTok. I want to say thank you for that. Update: University of Kansas says they're standing by their employee who said Charlie is better in the ground as worm food, and she will not face a disciplinary action. Go get him, Magnify. All right, let's take a look at this in depth. Okay, so this is the disciplinary action. You can contact, and they give contact information right there. You can read it. But this is pretty filthy. This person is Brianna Leachauer. She's not good. Okay. Wasser. There you go. Wow. I wonder if she's got, she has, she's having a generational memory here, being part of the Wasser units. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, she's accessible print coordinator at the University of Kansas. This is a position I didn't even know needed to be known or exist. Why is this person there? Anyway, she said, I was just having this conversation with someone else. He's better in the ground as worm food than up here preaching that murdered children are a necessary sacrifice to 2A rights. It's not exactly what he said. This seems like a nice lady, right? Super sweetheart. This is somebody you want in your company. You certainly want them around impressionable college students who you're trying to indoctrinate. This is your person. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. Replace those S's with F's. The Waffen. Anyway. All right, folks. Look, lots of people say dumb things. That's a lot dumb. Am I wrong? Am I overreacting? Is this person not scum? Come on now. I need to know. Knowing's half the battle. Ask G.I. Joe. The real American here. Let's take a look. Send to Anna Paulina. I would love to send to Anna Paulina, to be fair. Rogue's backstory in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, you should know a lot. As much as you can find out. As much as you can suss and investigate Rogue's backstory. I still love that account. It's good to see you. The Durham, North Carolina's police chief said that she was outraged at the people that she thought that she knew honoring Charlie Kirk. That's a reprehensible sentiment as well. Getting tired of this happening too much. Iger is a leech. That's right. You know what? She should hire this Waffen chick, right? Hey, Sergeant Garantina's in the house. Good to see you. We will be in about an hour. We will be headed over to Valiant Renegade. You don't want to miss that, man. I've already got the redirect set up. So, but we still have an hour. Don't go anywhere. I need you. I need you. In the morning and the night. You know I need you. Anyway, so yeah. I don't think Kansas is rooted out. Is that right? Maybe that's my accent. Rooted out the bad guys yet? I don't think so. And because somebody brought it up, the next story we are going to cover is what's going on with South Park. We're going to get to that in just a moment. Man Squatch, what's up, my man? The other half of violence. Look, there's no violence. There's no violence. I mean, other than what happened to Charlie. And the people encouraging that to happen again. And the politicians who've been scumbags. And the people that have been kind of enabling this and like pushing this down the road because they've been calling people names that don't really, they indicate they don't understand what those names actually mean and devaluing those names as something that you would never want to be described as because everybody's ignoring you now. Except for the crazy indoctrinated college kids that you've like pushed towards this direction. Yeah, I'm talking about you, news media, you scumbag legacy tool bags. And this is the thing, Stygian, and you're very plain spoken all the time, and I appreciate that. But this is something that we've been getting for a long time. Misinformation and half-truths, incomplete stuff, only to service one side. I'm getting tired of it. I think you guys are too. It's disgusting. I use a lot of big words and stuff like that, but it's gross. These are gross people doing gross things in service of a gross goal, an ideology that's incongruent with society, humanity, and just the experience of being human. What a bunch of turkeys. He-Man says, these leftists are evil. Yeah, I think I plainly said so over on Pro Show the other day. It's grody. Donald Vermillion is talking to He-Man. Okay, look out. Godzillionaire. Does anyone honestly think there will ever be reconciliation with these people? They will never change their minds. They are so gaslit and brainwashed. The fact is, I don't think they know I don't think they know that they're gaslit. I think it would take multiple moments like this to happen to them for them to even awaken to it. I tell you what, there's a lot of people out there, just like what Greg Gutfeld was saying last evening. They don't know. They don't know how they got where they are, or maybe even that they are where they are. Most people 5, 6, 7, 12 years ago, let's say, would never have looked at another human being and cheered their death, especially something that was so public. Right? Yeah. By the way, guys, over the course of the next few ones of these, however many there are, I don't know. I'll probably do special ones here and there. But overall, this show is going to be every Tuesday, no matter what. That's my plan, unless I'm out of town. But I'll try to get somebody else to run the show. But I'll say it this way. I mean, nobody would have ever imagined that their neighbor, the good person that lived next door, would be publicly executed on live television. You know, you're taught hate, right? Which is why discrimination disappeared for the most part. Passed down by a few old families to young people. That was about all that was left. By the time we were in the 80s, none of this crap existed. None of this divide stuff existed. We weren't dividing each other by race at all. Everybody was taking Dr. King's advice. Oh, Nadler's a fumbling idiot, but we're going to have to get to that one another day. He kept mispronouncing Charlie Kirk's name. It was Charlie King. What a douche. Anyway, Austin, I do too. I miss the days where entertainment was entertainment. It just isn't anymore. It's indoctrination, just like education now. Charlie had a great point. You know, and he was having a conversation with the last conversation he had was another both sides conversation and how this kid wanted to turn down the language and he was shot for it. That kid's got to live with that for the rest of his life. You know, I'm certain he's going to probably rethink his position. When you start to get possessions, when you start to form families, you start to abandon the ideological left. Because you recognize that if you have something to lose, these are the people you'll lose it to. The people with the bad ideas. The people with the bad ideas are where you're going to lose things to. Right now, that's only personified by one party. A party that's now pro-war, which I never thought I would believe, but seems to be the case. A party of the rich, which they tried to tell us they weren't. But guys, the mask only slipped off. The idea that in the intro, I used that specific clip on purpose of the two View ladies that are the most deranged at the moment. Talking about that the left is for the common people. No, they're not. Which is another reason why Bernie, the hypocrite that he is, can't say the millionaires and the billionaires, as Tim Pool and many others point out all the time. He has to say the billionaires because he's not one yet. You know, Nancy Pelosi, most corrupt person on the planet, next to her nephew. Oh, you didn't know? Gavin Newsome is a Nancy family member. You think nepotism's only in Hollywood? No. Families of power exist forever, and marriages of power. Remember, these globalists are treating the modern days as old-fashioned hierarchy governments, monarchy situations with their own fiefdoms. That's why Soros married a geriatric person, the younger Soros, not the old guy. The old guy should be brought up on RICO charges with his son and all of the organizations that are around them. We'll see if that happens. Anyway, I've got to get to this story because I've been talking a lot and standing on my soapbox and pontificating, and I love to do that. But I don't want to just bloviate. I want to convey things that are happening in the real world that you need to know about, like South Park. Yes. A little bit of a lesbian witch for you there. Yeah, that's my best lesbian witch imitation. Did I get it? Anyway, South Park to skip another week as creators issue last-minute statement. Yeah, they've been doing this regularly, probably for creative reasons. Originally, it was for frustrating reasons, I guess. But the series is skipping an additional week as Trey and Matt release a comment. Let's read what that is. Saying, this came from a rare statement from the creators saying, apparently when you do everything at the last minute, sometimes you don't get it done. This one's on us. We didn't get it done in time. Thanks to Comedy Central and South Park fans for being understanding. Tune in next week. So they say the remaining 6 episodes will release as follows: September 24th, October 15th, October 29th, November 12th, November 26th, and December 10th. Now, mind you, they signed a $1.5 billion deal, if my memory serves, to release 10 episodes a year. So to move that from 10 weeks to 20 weeks, I don't think the networks will mind at all, or anybody else affiliated or associated. You'll have to see what happens. Still upset, guys. That's not going to change for a minute. All right. We got a super chat out there, and we've got some reactions that we can go from after that. I want to say thanks to our good friend, Last Call with Troy Pacelli out there. Look at this. We got all these great names in here, wonderful Italian names. Some people don't know how to spell Campione. Different conversation. Saying, how did we get there? It's defining deviancy now. I don't know. Wait until I get to the deviancy store. I haven't even got there yet. We need to hurry. We need to get more faster. Says it starts with increasing violence and interactivity between humans in entertainment, deconstruction of heroes, et cetera, et cetera. It's post-modernism, my friend. That's that we're battling on multiple fronts. These crazy people that are trying to bring about society's destruction to reshape it in their super commie authoritarianism way. They want to get back to China. China, by the way, is a major sponsor of a lot of terrible deviancy, as you described it. But not in their country, just here. Again, this is the cultural revolution in a slightly adjusted way for the United States. We need to reject it. Why we even are doing business with China right now, and I know a lot of you are going to freak out that I said that, but we don't need anything they have. Things might cost a little more, but boy, would that help the world. Imagine if the United States became your customer. I promise you Canada's asking that question right now. Anyway, oh man, I don't have opinions on anything, guys. I don't. I'm an opinionated person, right? You trust me, right? Right? All of a sudden I feel like Padme asking Anakin, right? Right? Anyway. All right. Ba-ba-da-bum. Dinner time for the man himself, Tony Piacente, headed out. Thanks for being here, my friend. Thank you for all your support. It's great to see you. The Phantom says they're not showing South Park. No problem. I don't watch it. Well, there you go. Hey, California Kevman in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Look at all you amazing humans. All right, we got to keep going. We need you guys here. Share the stream, share the dream, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure everybody knows. Share it with a friend. Share it with an enemy. Share the stream. All right, folks, let's get to the next story. Look, I gotta start getting to these a little bit faster because as much as I enjoy spouting, I don't think that's a good plan. So if you haven't noticed, we're getting a lot of our conversation items from X. There's a reason, because we are the media now. We report the news. We find the clips. We have conversations about them. And when it comes to the previous administration, let's talk honestly about the fact that according to DOJ AG Bondi, breaking bombshell revelation, Attorney General Pam Bondi revealed a DOJ investigation proving the Biden administration aided in the trafficking of young people, allowing $7 million to a trafficker who profited a staggering $18 million from smuggling children into the United States. Let's take a look at it.
Just this week, Joint Task Force Alpha took 4 major enforcement actions. Right here in Tampa, we unsealed the indictment charging 12 defendants operating right here in Tampa, a massive illegal smuggling ring. The defendants engaged in a conspiracy to bring illegal aliens from Cuba to the U.S. for profit. They coached their clients, including children, who came to airports alone, came to our country alone, were put on planes for connecting flights, lied to Border Patrol agents due to coaching, and law enforcement. They charged up to $40,000 per victim. They used Zelle to transfer over
Legitimate
$7
banking
million
platform.
over the course of this scheme, and I believe had profits, cash of over $18 million.
Now, tip of the iceberg. By the way, do you think that Maryland man was participating in that? Maybe that's why you had all these people trying to protect that guy from being booted out of this country, despite the fact that he had limited English and was a terrible threat to the general public. Again, you can draw a lot of lines between a lot of terrible practices, I think. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm wrong. I could be jumping the gun, people. I could be totally wrong. You know? Where'd all the kids go? Where'd all the kids go? Ask yourself that question. Where did all the children go? Why were they letting coyotes into the country with children that clearly weren't theirs? Whole vans full of them. Why? Why was that okay? Oh, I'm with you, Zen Wookie. She's really hurt her credit. This, if it bears fruit, will help. The problem is, there's a lot to it. Austin Smith says, what are your thoughts on Stephen King's tweet scandal affecting his career? I think, unfortunately, that falls in an FAFO category for me. Kind of like the girl who made herself and her sibling homeless and I think collegeless now at this point, with the only earning potential of about $205 to date. That's why when I look at the left's version of crowdfunding for people who made a fool of themselves, I don't anticipate they're going to generate a lot of revenue outside of former NGO people. You know, the George Soros types. And again, if they go about doing this kind of funding, they're exposing themselves even further to the idea that they're the largest part of the problem. And we'll get to that story because I put that one in the montage. I wanted you guys to see it, but there's that. Elizabeth Young says, or you can be totally right. I try to be. I try to connect things together. I'm a dot connector. I think I've said that a couple of times, including this morning. That's one of my skills. I can look at things and it's like taking pattern recognition to the next level. To me, it seems like it's simple. Okay, this is happening here. This is happening there. You can draw a line between those two things. You can understand why, because there's this thing down here. That's what attorney generals and other people in law enforcement do, or should be doing. I imagine they do. But I think I'm right. Susan, I am so sorry. To all my Canadian friends, just know I love you. My friends in the UK, my friends in Australia. Not only are people waking up to the tyranny of the environments they're living in, they're having a spiritual awakening at the same time. And it was because of a terrible tragedy, 100%. But at the same time, people are waking up. It's you guys. You are doing it. Look, a lot of people may or may not prescribe that to being what's happening, or ascribe that to what's happening. I do. I drove down a mile-long stretch of road where there's nothing but churches, basically. There was not a parking spot to be found. The churches were full. The people were spilling out outside. I have 2 mega churches less than, I don't know, 2 miles from me, completely full to the brim. People turning away from government. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord above. But at the same time, turning away from the government, but turning to faith. And again, it's all denominations. I mean, literally, like everything. The only place I don't live close to right now is a synagogue, and a mosque. I got everything else. You got Lutherans. There's even a Korean Bible, a Korean Baptist church. DC is still corrupt. I really want the swamp to be drained and the creatures dragged out and put in shackles and put in prison for everything illegal they do. Hey, look, it's my friend. Follow the Bradleys. Fun. Check out Ron's channel and Ron's people. They're great. Ron, what did you send, my friend? Ron sent me something. This is this big thing. Though it may not be that south part. What's happening? Did we do a story on this on that park place? I live only a few minutes from South Park. Oh, really? Didn't know that. Also, South Park is like only a mile from Epic Universe. I also didn't know that. Huh. Oh, it may not be that South Park. Now I get the joke. I was going to say, I thought it was in Colorado. Bondi has to the end of the year. If she doesn't produce, Trump will axe her. I think he's going to have to. There's been too many. The most embarrassing thing is this Epstein still being carried around. Stop noticing things. DCC. Thank you, DOA. I'll try. DOA 1701. There's a Star Trek fan that's decided on what's happened. This is funny. Sound of Freedom was a great movie. Go find it. Go watch it. It was brilliant. Draws all the lines together when it comes to trafficking and drugs. TZ Burton, I'm with you. You need a full-scale ICE deportation effort. And anybody that's found protecting them goes to jail for federal crime. Any judge who tries to protect them, it gets impeached, removed, and it's never allowed to be in court again. I'm sick and tired of it. I think you guys all are. It's not just me. It's not just me. And thank you guys for your support. Your super chats, your super stickers, your memberships, everything that you guys are doing is helping. You guys are building up the channel again, and I appreciate it. We will get back there. But let's take a look at the crazy lady that I put in the montage that decided let's trash a Charlie Kirk memorial. Because that's fun. Because I want to demonstrate to everybody the terrible humanity that I am. Especially for future employers. Especially for them. They need to know I suck. This is her. Her name is Carrie Rollo. I can say that. It's public. Carrie Rollo. Not doing good. Oh, by the way, she vandalized the Kirk Memorial and has not just been fired, but she's also being evicted. That's not ideal. I bet you can guess what her voting record is. I bet you can guess her favorite hobby. I bet you could probably guess she lives by a certain identity. Right? Apparently, according to Nick Sortor, she opened up a big can of FAFO. Oh, this is her GoFundMe here. I'm going to hit the pause button. So far, her goal is $4,500, but so far of the 2 donations she's received, $205. When I say, oftentimes without much sentiment, or people would accuse me of not having a heart, that oftentimes people who are so ideologically censored seem to not put their money where their mouth is. You've got to support these causes. Here's a cause. Fight against fascism. Not really. Saying it's a violation of the First Amendment. There wasn't a government action taken against you. There was awareness that was shown about you. See, this is where I get angry because of the claims of cancel culture. That's not how cancel culture works. That's what the government wants to do with things like digital ID. They want to cancel you. You are not a human. We were going to unperson you. Digital ID isn't about identity. It's about being able to unperson you. Cancel culture, same idea. Consequences, on the other hand, happen. If you stop changing the oil in your car for long enough, your engine's going to burn up. If you take bad actions, there's a consequence. It happens to all of us. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of consequences that arise. Sometimes good or bad. Not exactly a good person. The problem is she removed all doubts that she's not a good person. That's not going to make me a lot of friends. Donald Vermillion says, Antifa wasn't real 8 years ago. The Dems refused to even admit they existed. Well, they're figuring it out now. The left will debank you, which is another thing that should not be allowed. As a matter of fact, I think it would be funny if a bank lost their ability to be a bank because they debanked somebody. There is no reason to debank anyone. Banks are part of the town square, in my opinion. I think we need to work on that. You know, Kira, we kind of had this conversation just a few moments ago. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. It was made very clear by a representative at the beginning of the montage that I showed earlier. I might play that before we go at the end of the show. But he made it very clear that if you have a 24%, depending upon the study, of people in a political ideology that thinks it's okay to use violent action, like what happened to Charlie, and the other side is like 3%, there's a discrepancy there that's quite substantial. If you have a quarter of your people that are a part of your affiliation that's okay with political violence, That's something we should be aware of. And it's another reason why I'll say one more time. I already said it once. This is kind of a reset. Do what Legal Mindset said to do. Andrew Esquire, friend of the channel, friend of me. He said, contact OSHA. These people have jobs, and they're in positions where they can hurt people, especially if they're in influential positions like schools. Do you know what would happen to universities that got OSHA complaints on their people? OSHA's going to be compelled, because it's part of their mandate, to start an investigation. You have a safety problem. It's this person. This person did these things. We have it in video. We have their voice. We have them doing it. This person's a danger to your student body. You're opening yourself up to lawsuits. If this person does anything, or because of their actions or statements, has somebody do something on their behalf, or because they were inspired by them, you university, you corporation, are taking on that responsibility. It's that simple. Anyway. It's been one of those days. Again, we talked a little bit about this, but it's interesting that the super crazy left-hand side of the equation is covering this story. I think it's just because it's what they think is conservative on conservative violence. Is this Gret Gutfeld story right here, right? Let's see if we can get that on the screen in its entirety. Yeah. So Greg Gutfeld blows up at Jessica Tarlov over her both sides. Yeah, because it's not. Numbers, studies, they don't bear that out. It's a complete lie. Anybody still peddling this lie should, well, not be allowed to report the news. But the Charlie Kirk shooter assessment, this stuff is dead. And of course, this headline's terrible. This is from the Waxman Group, the Rap over there in Hollywood, the only non-Penske. I used to call them trades, but really they're tabloids. The only non-Penske tabloid, because even the Rolling Stone, which is Penske, is a tabloid. Anyway, the Five gets testy. See how they report this? It shows you just how skewed they are. This Jacob Bryant guy, what a scumbag. Anyways, when Gutfeld says such violence is only enacted by liberals, before Tarlov cites the political, and this is how he says, before Tarlov cites the political killing of Melissa Hortman. No, she was killed by somebody she knew. This is why I hate this, especially with uninformed people. It was not a pure, political situation with Hortman, which actually Gutfeld responds to perfectly and disarms her immediately. I have never understood why Tarlov still is allowed to appear, not only on this show, but also, occasionally on his show. She's not a benefit to anybody. She's incredibly ignorant, often spouting just the approved opinions of the deep state. Gotta stop that. Anyway, Greg Gutfeld went off on the Five co-host, Jessica Tarlov, over her assessment, which was not an assessment at all. Talking very explicitly about Tyler Robinson's education, hobbies, to ask why this kind of violence is only happening on the left and not the right. I think that's very explicit. The indoctrination in educational spaces is, well, it's not something that can be argued. We don't need more information, he said to Tarlov. What is interesting here is why is this only happening on the left, not the right? That's all we need to know. And then Tarlov says the stupidest thing she could have possibly said about Melissa Hortman, saying the political killing of Minnesota State Representative in June. Is that the one that the hit person was asked to do by Waltz? Is that what happened? I don't know. Then, of course, she piped up saying, so she doesn't matter? First of all, it's not the same thing, Because don't play that bologna sausage with me, is what Gutfeld said. What I'm saying is there is no demonization amplification about what woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody that she knew. Then you'll bring up Josh Shapiro, but you will not bring up that was a pro-Palestinian person. And this is the thing. It's all half truths. It's all works of fiction wanting you to draw conclusions from their faulty framing and logic. It's called yellow journalism. And it's dumb. So he finished it up saying the fact of the matter is the both Sarge argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care because it's not real. That is actually dead. And he's right. And again, if you want to watch this, it's in the montage I'm going to run before the end of the show, but he's not wrong. And this is the thing that didn't get reported on, and it's buried well into this article by this very slanted journalist. So why was Charlie assassinated? It wasn't about his ideas. It was that he was so good at them. He was the best. There was no one like him. This will backfire. Look at the history of those murdered because they were good. MLK Jr.'s The Dream, that did not die with him. As a matter of fact, it's why most of us rational people from Gen X, are still here today and still saying, we didn't have this bologna sausage. You guys brought it to us again. We'd beat this crap because you have to teach racism and you do so in schools. Only now it's people with my particular complexion that are the bad guys. Am I wrong? Anyway, there was no one like him. This will backfire. 100% right. JFK, Lincoln's, as much as I hate the song Imagine, it still gets played thousands of times a day around the globe. So their legacy grows, and Charlie's will as well, beyond his wildest dreams. He already knew his impact, which will only grow with his passing, as the number doesn't stop ringing at Turning Point, ladies and gentlemen. Chapters are expanding, not only in high schools, but in colleges. And you're going to see more and more people take on all of the knowledge and hopefully the presentation style of Charlie. There won't be one Charlie Kirk. There'll be hundreds of them. You've been hearing it lately. We are all Charlie Kirk. We're Charlie Kirk. You heard the cries around the world, the cries across the world, including South Korea, Australia, the UK, hundreds of other countries, Japan. It's not confined to one continent anymore. It's very different now. I hate why it's different, but it's different. And so it's our responsibility to continue to spread sanity. I hope you all are willing and able to be up to it. Man, this guy's a jerk. And he's a super lefty, the guy that wrote the article. So look, don't cry for him, Argentina. Let's get back to the youthful generation being a little more sane than the one that's currently in college, because that's actually happening. And I wanted to leave us on a positive story and a montage and then some hopeful humor from you guys. So I'm counting on you to bring it. But right now I'm going to bring this. It's a story that should give you a little solace. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. The outraged Rhode Island students demand teacher be fired over Charlie Kirk assassination comments as parents and staff speak out at board meeting. Today is the 17th. This story was published on the 17th. I imagine this happened on the 16th. But the students demanded that their teacher be fired for calling Charlie Kirk a piece of garbage after the activist was assassinated. I'm not sure I like the word activist attached to Charlie Kirk, but whatever. As frustrated parents threatened to pull their kids from the school district, well, that'll hurt. Barrington High School students took to the floor to express their disgust over social studies teacher Benjamin Filio's comments. Is this him? Is this Filio? Yeah, it looks like he has his own TikTok. What a gross person. I mean, not that he's doing TikTok. I don't mind that. But Deepo, I'm going to get to your comment in a minute, and I think that's intriguing. And he's already been showing more than a few signs of unretiring. Anyway, regardless, you had comments as families and staff converged at the school for the September 15th. Okay, this was the 15th board meeting. No matter what anyone says to me, I will never stand for violence, especially a man who was publicly murdered in front of his wife and his children and thousands of students and other bystanders, Filio's student Jakari said. Charlie was not a racist. He did not hurt anyone. He says very specifically sexually, and did not kill anyone. Therefore, this was an unjustified cause of death, and this should never be celebrated. However, Filio was placed on paid leave as Barrington Public Schools hired an independent investigator. That's going to take that guy 10 minutes. This is going to be the easiest job that guy ever had to determine whether the teacher broke school rules or laws with his comments. He broke faith with the students and their parents, you complete maroons. You're going to try to hold this up? You're going to try to rely on some wiggle words to make it okay legally for you to keep them? Anybody that's doing that, company, university, whatever, that you're keeping people like this are telling everybody who you are and what you value. You don't value those kids and their education and who's doing it. You don't value what they're being taught or told. That's what that tells everybody. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm not wrong. I bet you there's a line of people that were talking to the school board people, and they probably were not super excited about it. I could be wrong. If you want to read the whole story, it's on the Post. It's on the New York Post. Anyway, I wanted to leave you with that because the kids rose up. They wanted to have the teacher punished for being a bad teacher, being a bad influence on them. How many students have that kind of self-awareness, right? Yeah, keep your powder dry. Indeed. Indeed. First of all, I would never recommend violence. I don't think that's a good plan. I think that's a wrong reaction. Because unless put under the threat, you don't want to be the FO part of the FA. Let the other person screw up and pay the penalty. Don't do that. You never want to encourage anything like that. Regardless of the fact that Kristen Stone, a district court judge in Massachusetts, released Ian Fotheringham, a man charged with threatening to carry out a school shooting, on a $2,500 bail. I think you get the judge removed. I think we need to go about getting rid of all these people that shouldn't be in the positions they are. I think that's very important. Anyway, I didn't read this from the beautiful Deeple. Says, I also saw that Milo is unretiring. It's already done. If you've seen his post recently, already done. And while I don't particularly care for him, I'm not a huge fan either. He's going to bring a certain level of Deadpool versus Kirk's Captain America to the argument, which might be good. I'm just going to say he's going to bring a certain amount. You killed my friend to the conversation. And not in the silly, stupid, I want to be funny way that somebody like Jimmy Kimmel would do it. What a douche. I've been saying that a lot lately, guys. Is that a problem if I say what a douche? Because there are a lot of douches out there, apparently. Or people who lack douche, which is they don't bathe. That's a different conversation. And you know, the question by Gory Eyed Beast is a good one. Why is it always teachers? Well, because they went into teaching for the same reason a lot of people will go into journalism. It's because they want to be activists. It's why a lot of people try to get good positions in Hollywood. They want to be activists. They don't want to make anything good. They want to make things that get their point across, despite the fact that their point is stupidity and can easily be knocked down by the likes of, I don't know, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Sorry, I got Lisa Cook on the brain still. Cannot believe a judge is trying to keep her in her position. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to know what's on his hard drives. My goodness, no kidding. That teacher, yeah. Griffin says, actually, no, faith is not some blind, vague emotion. It's not. God said plenty of times that he wants you to know him. Well, you should be, yeah. You have to have a relationship with God. Know the reasons for your belief. Yeah, Charlie said that very clearly multiple times. He was very good at enunciating his own. Something that a story he often repeated, as a matter of fact, to know the evidence. So yes, rational. I agree. You know, Brahma, I didn't look at it that way, but you're correct. Same thing Scott Pressler's doing. Look, there's a group of people I admire. I got a chance to meet. For those of you who don't know, I was at TP USA Amerifest at the Phoenix Convention Center for the entire thing. 4 or 5 days I was there. I shot a bunch of interviews, got a chance to meet all of these people. I was the audio and visual engineer for interviews with some of these great men and women. I had a chance to interview several people myself, on camera. An event like that'll change you. Queen Glamazona certainly didn't like the crazy teacher look. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. All I know is that you guys are here. You spent most of the stream making sure I knew you were here, courtesy of your super chats and your gifts of memberships and your member chats, which I really appreciate, knowing you guys have been here that long. I just want to say thank you for that. It means the world to me. You guys mean the world to me. Professor R2 says, many of the current crop of teachers enter the profession because intellectually they never rose above 5th grade. Wow, let's hope that's not the standard, but it looks like oftentimes it may be. Do you realize that proficiency standards across the board have gone nothing but downhill? Did you know the Department of Education essentially sabotaged education, and that the vast majority of salaries went into administration, not into the kids' education? The stuff is disgusting and incredibly frustrating. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to be going live way, way more often. Did you guys see what Jeffree Star said? I think I played some of that. Did I not play that yesterday? Or maybe I played it over the weekend. Jeffree Star is I'm just going to say he looks like somebody who picks to be not what he is, except that's not the case. He has pink hair, which is relatively long, not as long as mine. I mean, he's not committed to it yet. Maybe he will be. But he does like makeup tutorials and stuff. And dude, they lit that guy's fire. He's so mad. He rises up to some of the levels of anger that I was with how angry he was at Charlie Kirk being killed. He's calling out people all across, all across everything. There's shorts out there featuring Jeffree Star now, just losing his stuff on how crazy the world's become. Amazing. Super easy to support. Weatherman for a Culture Casino membership. Thank you, my friend. It's great to see you. Ken Jack Ben showed up. Charlie was one of the best people at apologists explaining why he believes what he believed. Hey, people who don't understand their faith or their founding principles, what guides them, their guiding light, they're not somebody to ask a question like that because oftentimes it gets turned back on them. They're not prepared to answer. John S. Is Milo leaving retirement of political discourse or from being straight? Either way, I don't know. And to me, it really doesn't. As you know, I that stuff doesn't matter to me. I think he's going back to political discourse was the whole point. So I just want to say thank you for the gifty, Weatherman, and thank you guys for talking. You guys don't know how important it is just to talk. You're going to feel better because you got a chance to talk. Even hemorrhoid hurts is going to feel better. Get it? Hemorrhoid hurts going to feel better. Education was infiltrated in the 80s. Recap equals so. Yeah. Yeah. Look, Jimmy Carter was a failure at everything he did, including the foundation of the Department of Education. Just keep that in mind. He was, up until Biden, he was the greatest failed president. Now, see, that sounds like an oxymoron, and it is. I could say it, the most failed president up until Biden. That's also equally accurate. Biden is the worst president we have ever had. By the way, I have a Ryan George t-shirt. Super easy. Barely a convenience. Good stuff. Sorry, I needed that drink, and I needed to say hi and thank you, El Bird. Much appreciated. Look at that. Gifting a Culture Casino membership. Indeed. No, I get it, Weatherman. I know what it's like to have that migraine. Mine's on the return passage voyage back to my brain, unfortunately, right now. But I'm grateful you're here and for your support, brother. DOE budget rose 500%, while average teacher salaries rose by 8%. But administrative costs through the roof. Very little ended up in the schools. Schools started to become to fall apart, become dilapidated. Educational materials became indoctrination materials. They screwed up the history of the United States. They screwed up civics. Kids weren't learning civics. They don't know how their schools run. Anyway, with that being said, folks, we have had an extraordinary experience today. I have to play for you a 3-minute montage and the proper outro. So get your AOs ready for that point. And then we're off to see Valiant Renegade, who absolutely deserves your support as well. He's a good friend. And hopefully make it over to the other Wednesday night events because they're great. Gundam is in the house. And you know what? We talked about this just a few minutes ago. I think maybe half hour ago. FCC Chair Brendan Carr threatened Disney, ABC, and Jimmy Kimmel over a comedian's concerted effort to lie to the American people by implying Charlie Kirk's killer was MAGA. Yep. License on the block? Yeah. There have to be some kind of consequences at the end of the day. There better be a full-throated apology, or let's see what we do. Love you guys too. I hope you guys all know that you are absolutely the best. Get these ready, guys. You're going to need them here in a couple of minutes. Let's take a look at that montage and then let's head out the door. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others. And until next time, whatever that is at this point, seems like I hear them all the time now. See ya. Seriously.
24% of people who identify as very liberal think that political violence is acceptable. That number is only 3% for conservatives. That's not an American problem. That's a left-wing problem. Yes, everybody should be able to condemn political violence. On the left and the right, I certainly do. But this is a problem that we're seeing predominantly from the left.
So that is a bomb tech on scene right now. There was a bomb robot that was doing an initial inspection of the bag. I'm going to scoot over here. Suspicious bag left outside the Turning Point USA campus. Right there. Just down the sidewalk. It looks like he is now taking a look. I'm not sure what he found, but that's it.
I am fucking done with the Democratic Party. You guys are psychotic. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I'm 43 years old, and I've never been more humiliated and embarrassed to be part of something. You guys are the most racist, hateful, bigoted, nasty group of people I've ever had to commingle with. And it's not all, just to be clear, but it's the majority of you guys. The left has lost their goddamn minds. What I've witnessed over the last 72 hours has been an absolute disgrace. Disgrace. You guys want to sit here, you want to abort babies at 9 months, you want to leave the borders wide open. New York City is an absolute disgrace. You have no idea what's going on in Manhattan. It's disgusting. Disgusting. It's not even livable anymore. I can't wait to get out of here. We have people that are getting set on fire in New York City subways, not once, but twice. The stores are being looted. People are being pushed in front of the trains. The streets are filled with piss and weed. And I swear to God, I hope New York City single-handedly flips the entire New York State red. Because I am done. I am done.
He lives as he dies, promoting violence. Report all you want.
Look at these streets, dude.
Well, are you?
No, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit.
Man, you're reactive bullshit. Yeah, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk.
What about Melissa Hortman that we just talked about? You want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
Doesn't matter?
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your. What about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead.
Yep. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you over on Valiant.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. tokens overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how